seconds left. Ben Gordon drives Paul from the paint. Shots wide. Ariza with a rebound. And we get a whistle. Tayshaun's guilty of his fourth. 34 seconds to play.
Well, the Hornets did a pretty good job defensively that time, covering up everything, leaving no wing shooters open, and making penetration difficult.
Willie Green at the line.
Woohoo! Way short.
It's a three-point Hornets lead, 98-95. One more for Willie Green with 34 seconds to play. Got it. New Orleans by 4 as Willie Green splits the pair. It's 99-95 with 34 seconds left. The Pistons shorthanded. We knew earlier today Austin Day probably wouldn't play because of the hamstring. Tracy McGrady started, but then out with a slight groin pull. The reason he started, Rodney Stuckey was out. You see Rodney on the left of your screen with a sore big toe. Rip Hamilton with an upset stomach, unable to play. Ben Gordon started in his place. There's Austin Day.
But George, the immediate beneficiaries of all of that adversity, DeJuan Summers played 8 minutes, almost 9 minutes, and played well, had 8 points, some clutch baskets, and Will Bynum, over 30 minutes in this game, has played quite well at times, especially on the offensive end.
15 points and 8 assists. Tayshaun will trigger. Will drives. Flips it up. Fills it up. The Pistons within 2. Well, 28 seconds to play.
I wouldn't foul here. I'm going to gamble. Well, the Pistons decided to foul. You know, there was enough of a break or a gap between those two clocks, George. They could have, if they wanted to, have elected to make one final defensive stand.
But just maybe a great one-on-one play a moment ago by Will Bynum, wasn't it?
Definitely going against the big people. But now you're gambling that maybe you can get a split at the line and come out of this no worse than 3 down.
It dances off the rim. Willie Green will get another. Will Bynum with 17 points and 9 assists. After that last basket, one huge hoop for the Pistons. Willie Green again splits at the stripe. It's a 3-point game. Probably was a good foul with 24.9 seconds left.
Well, the thing you did was save a whole lot of time. And give yourself the option of still attacking the basket, not needing to go for a 3 right now unless it's something that's just really wide open. You can keep putting the pressure on Philly if you score. Get another foul and put them on the free throw line.
Well, the Pistons in the second half from downtown are 8 for 15. Win a lot of ball games shooting 8 for 15 from distance. Pistons are out of timeouts. The Hornets have a full and 2 20s. 24.9 to play. Tayshaun will trigger over Marco Bellinelli. Ben Gordon turns, fires for 3. It's through! Ben Gordon has knotted the score. BG has been awesome, absolutely awesome in the second half. 19 of his 20 since halftime. None bigger than this from behind the long line.
And remember, this from a guy who started the game 0 for 7 shooting. Pistons orchestrate the time, remaining perfectly. Got the fouls, got to within 1 possession, and then got the ball to Ben Gordon to tie it.
Well, you know what a sweet shooter he is, and even though he missed some early shots, we knew that it was his job to keep stroking it and that the shots would finally fall. Have they ever?
This is his first 7 and then goes 7 for his next 11. I don't think he ever lost any confidence. The main thing tonight, he didn't have to worry about coming out of the game, George. He didn't have to worry about being replaced. So he was going to get every opportunity to shoot himself into rhythm, and he has done that.
You know, that's a great point, Gregory, an absolutely great point. These are the best players in the world, and Ben Gordon's one of the best shooters in the world. But if you think if you miss one more, you might have to sit down and lose a lot of minutes. That does weigh on you. There's no lack of confidence in a guy like BG, but when the minutes are there and the question about minutes are there, sometimes that does weigh on your mind. It has to, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Even the best. Now, George, the Pistons are going to have to come with their best defensive sequence because with no shot clock, the Hornets will take this down to the very end looking for the shot to win it and not allow the Pistons another possession. I don't think there's any drama about what they're going to do. They've been picking high angle for Chris Paul pretty much this entire quarter. I expect that same thing. How will the Pistons elect to defend this?
21.9 seconds left. Ben Gordon has just tied the score with a triple. It's 100 to 100 at the Palace. Willie Green will trigger for New Orleans. Chris Paul with the basketball again. Tayshaun out to play him. Green screens, and now Will Bynum plays Chris Paul. 10 seconds to go in the game. 6 seconds to go in the game. 3 seconds to go in the game. Chris Paul with the drive. Swatted by Tayshaun at the horn. We're going to overtime. What more can one man do? Another big-time play by the Palace Prince. And the Pistons finish the game with a 5-1 run, punctuated by that Tayshaun block. We're going to overtime.
Time for a drop-off. He can go straight for the shot. He got the block to keep this game alive for the Pistons.
Well, we're going to overtime at the home of Tayshaun Prince. The Hornets have not gone into OT yet this season. Pistons are 2-1 in overtime games. Overtime day in the Motor City. The Wings lost in overtime to the Dallas Stars. The Lions won in overtime. Their first road win since 07. Great victory down in Tampa. And now the Pistons are in overtime here at the Palace against New Orleans.
In the history of the 3 major sports, I wonder if that's ever happened.
That's a good question.
On the same day.
I doubt it.
I doubt it too.
In the fourth, New Orleans shot 6 for 18. In the fourth, the Pistons shot 10 for 16, outscored them 28-22. Ben Gordon with 10 of the 28. Chris Paul and David West arguing about where they're going to stand for the opening tip of overtime. Jason Smith in the extra session. Charlie V screens for Will. Chris Paul trying to get the goal with 20. Pistons up 2 and with it. 3 and 22 to play in overtime. BG with a drive. The floating gun off the high glass. He hit it. Count that, baby. And a foul. Wow.
Here he goes. And this is what made Ben Gordon so very attractive to the Pistons in the free agent market last year. His clutch play and his ability to hit an array of shots, different shots in the clutch.
Concentration now in the eyes of Ben Gordon. BG at the line, knocks it down. Pistons by 5. He has 25, 24 of them since halftime. We're in overtime, 3 and 12 to play in OT. Ball knocked away from Chris Paul, picked up by Bellinelli, clock at 12. West backs in, hooks, hits.
Big time move there. So good with that left hand, the off hand, moving to the basket.
West has 28. Two and 48 to play in overtime. Crossover drive by Will. Has to send it outside, does. BG works against Chris Paul. Couple of jab steps, puts it down. Just 3 on the clock. Now he'll turn and fire. Got some iron, but no net. Bellinelli with a rebound.
That was good defense that time by Paul, who went for none of those pump fakes, and it made that very, very tough, being physical, closely guarding Ben Gordon.
Pistons trap Chris Paul, but he gets rid of it, and West drains the deuce. Now it's 105 to 104. West has 30. 2 and 10 to play in overtime.
Yeah, like the all-star that he has been in this league.
Will with the drive. To the rim. Up and in. Will the thrill with a huge hoop. Pistons by 3.
I like his assertiveness. He is going after Paul. He is forcing Paul to have to play him on the defensive end of the floor for the Hornets.
Jason Maxiell called for a foul just now. Look at Will.
Here he gets the switch, he gets inside, and he's able to take Bellinelli. He is giving them everything that they can handle. They're switching bigger guys on him, and he's recognizing, if it's a big guy, I'm taking him.
Minute and 54 to go in overtime. Pistons 107, Hornets 104. Shot clock's at 18 as Ariza triggers. And that goal before.